The new structure has worked. The new structure has delivered. The new structure isn't broken. And what I'm not getting from those that want to go back to the old structure is where is the evidence to support that the old structure will improve the performance of the council. On that basis, I will be voting against the actual Abolition and Management Committee until, and I do respect your proposal, Councillor Coker, until we've got evidence that going back to the old structure would have been a better structure for what we've had to deliver over the last 4 years, which has been amazing, and I congratulate everyone around that table for that. Thank you.
Councillor Boylan?
Hiya. Yeah, could I ask where the evidence is that it wouldn't have happened if it was the old structure? Because I work full time, you're talking about refurbishing the marketplace, which I know is a terrific thing that you had to do. But I've been working full time. That was also brought about under the previous administration, as were loads of other projects. I work full time. I've also built the hub out of a derelict building, raised over £25,000 and come to council meetings and managed a disabled son and a very ill mother and have my own health issues and work every single night and my phone's on 24 hours a day. I think, Councillor Stark, that you underestimate the people around this table.
Yes. It's still, you're missing the point. What
No,
I'm saying,
I'm
any
not.
decisions have to be
And
evidence-based.
as Councillor Upton said, there is a sequence.
Councillor Upton?
Okay.
Thank you.
I will be voting against this. I think the main reason is the current structure is extremely flexible. If the mayor wishes to be both chair of the council and of the management committee, they can be voted in to do the same job. Also, they can also be on every single committee. Under the old structure, there was a maximum limit. No, under the old structure, there was a maximum number per committee. Under the current one, there is no maximum. Everybody could be a member of every single committee. So it is that. And I would like to hear from former mayors whether or not they would have actually been there had it been combined there, and what their role is. I would say as chair of management, and you kindly voted me in every year since it was introduced, I've made sure that I was always seen as subordinate to the mayor. I've never promoted myself in that role or trying to supplant them as a representative of the town, etc. And I was very conscious, I was internally focused in terms of ensuring that the town is, or the town council governance was coherent and governed correctly.
Katie was before me.
I just want to say, nobody said that, anything you just said, nobody said that about you at all. And you know, you've done a brilliant job in the last few years. This isn't about you as the management committee, it's just about whether it's worth going back to the old system or staying on the new system.
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't take it as personal.
Councillor
Someone was.
I'm only going to be very brief. Just to point out that the qualities required in a good mayor are not necessarily those required in a good chair. It is, in some respects, two different roles. So, just to throw that in.
We'll go to Councillor Hogan then.
Of course.
Yeah, I think when you look at human endeavour, specialisation is one of the things which has led us to improve our lives, and I think that we have a lot of different skills around the table which are all very, very valuable. But I think back to my early times of trying to understand those spreadsheets, and I would spend hours preparing for council meetings, and then Julian would come in and look across the line and just go, oh yeah, so and so, and he would understand it straight away, and he would explain it to us. And I just think trying to recombine the roles would lose such a lot of the advantage we have because of specialisation. And I don't think anybody working or with serious commitments outside the council could do as good a job if they were trying to do everything. I think splitting the roles is absolutely logical and supports younger people and others who have other commitments and enables them to do the best job they can.
Thank you. Councillor Boyle, is next.
Yeah, I'd be very interested in one thing, because obviously, as a chair, you get 2 votes. We're always told that it doesn't matter who's the chair, yet I don't think anyone, apart from a certain party, are chairs of anything at the moment. So when we come to the vote, if you look around the room, there's 7 of each of us. So I wonder what the casting vote will be on the chair. That's all I'm going to say. That is why splitting the 2 roles is wrong.
I know
I'm going to leave it at
that's
that.
why I'll stay neutral, because as the mayor, I know myself whether I could manage both roles or not. So I'll go to Councillor Driscoll who's next.
I've been listening to all the arguments for and against. I can only I'll speak as my experience as mayor firstly. Everybody knows I threw myself into the role of mayor. I did a lot as mayor. I attended as many events as I possibly could as mayor. I saw it as a huge honour to be mayor. I think if I had also had the responsibility of attending all of the committees, I don't think I'd have done, I would have been, I think I could have attended all the committees, but I don't think I'd have been as an effective ambassador for the town as I was. I don't think I would have been as an effective ambassador for the town as I was when I was mayor. I've heard lots of reasons why the current system is working well. I mean, as Louis said there, the current, if it ain't broke, why fix it? It seems to be, it's working well as a system. You know, it gives an opportunity, as Councillor Utting said, for everybody to sit on every committee that they're capable of sitting on. And it also gives an opportunity for anybody, regardless of their background, be it their commitments, be it family commitments, be it job commitments, to potentially take on the role of mayor. Lots of us have huge personal commitments and throw ourselves into the role of councillor. Work-life balance is important, and having a good work-life balance and having good mental health is important. If we completely throw all of that consideration out and say, well, you know, work-life balance isn't important, just because you've got a full-time job, you can still be mayor, you can still work 12 hours a day. I don't think that isn't how we do it anymore. That really is old school. We have a system now that works well and enables everybody, regardless of their current circumstances, to potentially, if they're a councillor, put their name forward to be mayor, knowing that some of the burden of management of the different committees will be taken up by, as Councillor Utting says, an inwardly focused chair of the management committee. So I will be voting against abolishing the management committee.
Councillor Liston.
As a previous mayor, and one that came in when this came about, and I risk of repeating myself from my last meeting where I got quite emotional. I've just made some bullet points. I want to go through those first, I think. First of all, you don't have to attend all meetings. You just have to have your finger on the pulse, read the documentation as and when you can, have regular updates from the town clerk and regular updates from your committee chairs. That is sufficient enough. You don't have to attend all the meetings. If you wish to do so, you can. When I took on the mayor role, or I was offered to it with caveats from the Lib Democrats, I went and spoke to my company and said, I've got this tremendous chance, something that I would never ever dream of being able to experience. I said, this is what it is. They said, great, you need to talk to the upstairs. So I went and had a meeting with the CEOs of the company and explained to them, this is what I do. We did some digging. There's actually some allowances that are written in law by the government that you can have time off, allocated time off from your company to serve public duties. I was given that extra time at no financial burden to myself. I appreciate, I can see John putting his hand up, that doesn't work if you're self-employed, but it was, for me, an allowance, just like Councillor Winder saying, well, I couldn't do it because I do all these hours. That's a choice. I had that choice, I took that choice. I respect everyone's different, but again, you don't have to attend every single meeting. Councillor Pope's point about Councillor Utton. I said last time, I really appreciate what Councillor Utton's doing. There's not many people that do the work he does, but we're all dependent on him far too much. I've reached out a couple of times verbally in meetings and said I'd be interested in learning this. Nothing yet has come about that. Perhaps I need to actually get in touch and do that. But anyone can do that. Councillor Utton isn't always going to be here. We need to appreciate and respect what he's doing, and I'm sure we all do. But if the poor chap has a mental breakdown because we're pushing on him so hard, what are we then going to do? Just go, oh, well, no one knows what to do because we've always depended on him. Unless we share these roles, break down various allocated projects and stuff, we're not going to learn that. So some people might just be sat over here thinking, well, what are we doing here? We're not learning anything, we're not getting the chance to do these things.
Yeah.
Now, we were told when I was Deputy Mayor coming to be Mayor that this was not a recommended move to do. It wasn't what all councillors do, it wasn't particularly the right way to go, and we wouldn't recommend it. That came from Hogg, and I'm sure we could dig out the emails from the archive to back that up, because that was what was said. I sat in no end of meetings with the then clerk, in tethers, with the way not only we've been treated over saying we didn't believe that this was the right way to go and listing great reasons why, to then them telling us you shouldn't, but it's still going to go ahead. So it was a horrible experience, but it was done, I believe, as I said before, for political reasons to gain the control. You might not like that, but that's what I believe. And I'm more than willing to have anybody tell me and explain to me why not so, out of the meeting, in the meeting over coffee, whenever, because I truly want to explain why that's the case. Currently, yeah, I agree, it is working, but it's working politically, and I still retain, well, what I say every single meeting is a lot of the time we are pushed out of projects, we are pushed out of ideas. I can list off 5 things that I brought to the table over the year. 5 things I can go through my social media with the idea that I spoke about in previous councils now that have been taken on by the now administration, and it's been their project, and I've not necessarily, with exception to the skate park, had much to do or much to say in. But again, I'm happy to discuss that with people that might want to know more about that outside the meeting. So, will I vote for it tonight? Do you know what? I probably won't, because it is working. But I will be holding people to account if we keep getting pushed out repeatedly and not working as a full town council, which is what I say every time, because I want to work with you all. Do I like the seniority thing? No, I don't like that at all. I think it's terrible, to be honest. There could be somebody that comes in for 1 term, that can only do 1 term, perhaps for reasons like Councillor Winder suggests, or for reasons that they've been told that they only have to do 3 hours a month. But they might be an absolutely amazing ambassador for this town and could absolutely promote it with the love and passion that this town deserves to pin us forward, working with us all and the chairman. So do I like seniority? No, not really.
No.
Do I like it because I might get another chance if elected, because it works on if you're elected as well? Yeah, that would be good, because my term was in lockdown and I had some blinking brilliant ideas. But I don't think I'll vote for the joining.
You still have a roller disco, in fact.
I wanted to go
Feel
around
there,
yes. I probably waffled on, I apologise, but...
That's fair point. Fair point.
Councillor Coker, fine.
I also value the financial work that Councillor Utton has done, so perhaps at this late stage, I would suggest that what I really object to is the fact that every month we have a meeting of all the councillors, which feels like it's full council, but it's not, it's called a management committee. If there is additional work that has been brought about due to property or whatever, perhaps a new subcommittee should have been formed. If you wanted to call that the management committee, as a subcommittee, fine, but I do believe that the monthly meeting, when everyone is present, it should be a full council.
Okay. So I think we're going
Are we
to.
going to split the two in terms of voting?
There is only one.
I think
We can't split the two.
So can I propose an amendment, because I feel around the table here, that these two things, because they are quite different, should be split into two separate votes.
Yes.
The first one.
The first one.
No,
already
it's
got
only
one.
Okay.
There is only one vote.
we're going to vote on abolishing management committee. Councillor, are you happy to propose this, Councillor Coe?
Well, yes, by all means, if that would be more acceptable, I would be happy to suggest that the management committee continues, but as a subcommittee, which not everybody is entitled to go to on a monthly basis, in the format of this now. If that makes sense.
So, sorry, Chair. Just to clarify the structure, we have a full council. Then there is a committee, which is the management committee, and then there are subcommittees that are below the management committee. That's how the structure is. If it was just one full council, then all those subcommittees will become committees. That's just the way the structure is.
It still seems to me that by putting all councillors on the management committee and meeting 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4, however many it is, Monday meetings in the year, that we have very few full council meetings, and I think the full council meeting should be every month.
I just want to clarify one item in this very quickly. So, in the current proposal, if it's adjoined to one role, and the mayor or chairman decides that no, actually, I don't want to be a chair, we will open it up to the table. That is still possible
Yeah,
in this amendment, isn't it?
absolutely. You wouldn't have to be both, but there should be the option.
It's in the amendment.
It's in the amendment.
I don't understand.
No,
Sorry.
I think I'll move to the vote. So the proposals from Councillor Coker is to abolish the management committee. So
If it's then reinstated as a subcommittee, that's fine, I've no objection.
is there
Same
a second?
thing.
Is there a second?
Yeah.
Okay, Councillor Ward is so all in favour of abolishing the management committee?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for.
And all those against?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 again.
And then abstentions? One abstention.
1 abstention.
Okay, so the recommendations failed.